Are you starting to feel a little stressed at work and you're wondering what can you do if your boss makes you feel incompetent? Well, in this video, we're going to talk about different things that you're able to do when your boss makes you feel incompetent. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben Preston, author of Harness Your Butterflies and creator of the Career Accelerator program. If you are new to the channel, if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. And if this video is helpful for you, leave a thumbs up. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so what do you do if your boss makes you feel incompetent? This is not an uncommon question, and in fact, it happens with a lot of people. Your boss might be thinking, if you do one thing wrong, they might think this person's incompetent in this way, or it might just be a blanket statement where they think you're an incompetent worker altogether. But that asks the question, what do you do? The first thing that you want to do is make sure that you don't take things too personally. More often than not, your supervisor is actually just trying to get work done. They just want to reach the goals, they want to hit the marks that they have, and if they're seeing that you aren't performing and they might make a comment to you, they might make a comment to your coworkers, whatever it looks like, just make sure that you're not taking things too personally. It's not a reflection on you. It's the fact that your supervisor wants to get things done, and for whatever reason in that moment, they are viewing you as not getting that done. There's a lot of ways that you can remedy that, but at the end of the day, it's just a job. And a lot of times, if you're, with the exception of people who are like nurses and doctors and stuff, your work isn't really, saving people's lives. It's really not like giving somebody a heart surgery. The second thing that you can do if you're starting to see that your boss thinks you're incompetent is own up to your mistakes and learn from them. The easiest way to move forward with this kind of dynamic is to make sure that you're owning your mistakes up front and saying, I know that I did this wrong. Here's what I'm going to do to fix it. And what you'll see is it kind of creates a sense of vulnerability within your team to make everyone kind of feel like it's a safe place psychologically for them to express their ideas and opinions without fear of being treated like incompetent. The third thing is you want to make sure that you create a support network of colleagues and friends. When you're put into situations where you are made to feel incompetent, the first thing that you might want to do is shut down. What I'll say in that respect is it's really tough when your boss makes you feel incompetent because you kind of just feel small, but you want to make sure that you create a support network of friends and coworkers who can actually stand with you and just give you some sense of validation and support. You might be incompetent, I don't know, but the chances are that you just need a little bit of support and push from other people to kind of realize your worth and realize your value within your organization, even if everyone else on your team might not be seeing it at the moment. The fourth thing, fake it till you make it. Now, I don't often give this advice for a lot of people just because if you do feel like you're incompetent or you feel like people think you're incompetent, it's really hard to fake it till you make it without making yourself kind of have like an internal panic attack or anxiety attack because they're just contradictory feelings. But if you're at the point where you know that you're good at your job, you know that you are at a place where you're not as bad as somebody else on your team, for example, faking it till you make it might actually be a really good strategy for you. You want to make sure that you're confident in social situations or professional situations. If you're in a meeting, don't second guess yourself. Just move forward and say, this is my idea. And if someone thinks it's a bad idea, then they can say that to your face. But up until that point, you want to make sure that you're confident, or at least faking confidence, during your meetings, during your work, when you're trying to move things forward. Number 5, practice self-compassion. The best way that I can summarize this strategy is if you wouldn't say it to your child, don't say it to yourself. If you feel like you're really incompetent, if you feel incompetent, you might not be. But the messaging and the kind of the words that we use internally are oftentimes very harmful. If you would take whatever you're saying to yourself, if you would say it to your child or your niece or your nephew, and you're okay with that, then that's fine. But oftentimes what we'll find is our own self-talk is not something that we would say to a loved one. It's not something that we would say to a child, for example. So if you wouldn't say it to your child, if you wouldn't say it to your niece or nephew, you wouldn't say it to your loved one, whatever, then don't say it to yourself. Practice self-compassion. Number 6, remember that everybody makes mistakes. And as I was saying that, I was thinking through the Hannah Montana song. I don't know. Anyway, if you make mistakes, that's fine. Everybody has days where they just feel like, they can't get their legs underneath them. They can't get things done correctly. And those days don't last forever. Sometimes they'll come and you'll have the worst week of your life in terms of your productivity, your job, whatever, and then the next week you'll be completely fine. Just make sure that when you have a mistake that you own up to it. With that, those are the 6 different things that you can do if your boss makes you feel incompetent. If you have anything else that you would add, make sure to leave a comment below. I'd be interested to hear. If this video was helpful for you, make sure you leave a thumbs up. And with that, I have new videos every Tuesday, so I'll see you on the next one.